Hi everyone, this is Neil Wright, consultant audiologist and director of ClearX. Thank you for joining me in this very interesting case. It's of a patient who you've probably seen on multiple occasions previously. I'll give you their case history. So this patient is age 14. They've been coming to see me for the last 4 years, so since 2021. And they suffer from psoriasis, which means that both their ears get blocked up with dead skin and some wax on an incredibly frequent basis, and we're talking 8 weeks. So this patient who attends with their father, they when they attend their appointment, they always pre-book their next appointment in 8 weeks in advance. And they were previously seeing a local ENT consultant who privately, who actually just recommended that they come to see myself because ENT are so overwhelmed with other cases that require surgery that the consultant just felt it's better, and the consultant's got full trust in myself. Unfortunately, I work very closely with him here in Leicester, and so they've been coming every 8 weeks since, and it's the reason for this build-up, as mentioned just a bit earlier, is that they suffer from psoriasis. It's not only in the ears but in other parts. And so psoriasis is an autoimmune condition. The brain is somehow tricked into believing the ear is infected. So it then elicits an immune response. And as part of the immune response, you have increased blood flow. And the more blood flow towards the ear, the more skin that's secreted within the ear canal, because the ear canal and the outermost layer of the eardrum is composed of skin, the epidermal skin. And this skin should normally migrate out, but because the patient's producing more skin quicker than the ear can naturally expel it, it then builds up. And this is all dead skin, so it's the outer epidermis layer, as I just mentioned. And so the more skin that the ear secretes, the more eventually that skin's going to die and shed and collect. And this is their right ear. I will upload their left ear tomorrow, hopefully. And it's a slightly different consistency in both ears. In both ears, the lateral wax, so near the entrance, it's really dry, crusted. But on the eardrum in this patient, and guys, do watch till the end because the skin peel of the eardrum was quite a complex one. They've got a thick blanket of dry skin lining their eardrum on this side, whereas the left side, it's very mushy, just a bit like this consistency here. So sometimes with earwax, you can get different consistencies at different stages, different parts of the ear canal. They could be influenced by how long the wax has been there, how much sebum and ceremonous sweat is able to reach that part of the ear canal, and how much humidity there is, and also there's genetics. But so you can see we've cleared the blockage, and probably what you can't see is just how narrow and bendy the ear canal is. So even getting access with the endoscope and the suction tip is a bit of a challenge. And a bit later on, I'm going to have to curl the end of the fine end to get access to the dead skin that's lining the anterior recess. So the anterior recess is to the right, near the eardrum. You can see the ear canal narrows on the right hand side as it approaches the eardrum. You can just see it at 3 o'clock on screen. And from where you can see that flesh on the right, the ear canal bends, extends back outwards again, and it creates a recess. So we're now working directly on the eardrum. And I'm just trying to peel this away. I did have to use some drops to help soften the skin. And if this patient felt that they could hear better at this stage, I probably would have attempted to remove it, and if it wasn't coming away easily, just leave it, because as I said, they are a frequent caller, and the last thing we want to do is cause trauma. Whenever you're working on the eardrum, there's increased risks, particularly when a patient this age, because although this patient's so still because they're used to it, but not most children are still as this patient. But they could still feel blocked that even at this stage, because that skin is thickening the eardrum. So when the sound hits the eardrum, it's hitting that outer layer of skin initially. Because the eardrum is therefore thicker than usual, it's not vibrating as much. So I just put some oil in, and I'm attempting to peel the skin from the posterior canal wall, the back part, and the roof of the ear canal, so this is the roof, towards the eardrum. And I'm hoping as we peel it off towards the eardrum, it's also going to come off the eardrum itself. And because it's a narrow, bendy ear, it's very little wriggle room with the suction tip. And it's why I've not used forceps, because it's a tight squeeze in there. So this bit was slightly annoying because even before I reached the skin was attracted to the suction, and I've got a half decent suction grip, but it's not peeling away the deeper skin. So I was quite happy that part came away. And you can see how thick that layer is on top. It's really dry and crusted. So this patient for school is going to London tomorrow, so they were desperately... It just so happened that they booked their appointment today in advance, so it timed really well. They were feeling blocked for the last few days, actually, but because they already had the appointment booked, they wanted to see if they can wait until then, which they were able to. They managed until yesterday evening, and at that stage they were really struggling to hear. So him and his father are very happy. They managed to get all this out for him. And when I was performing this ear, the way my clinic room is organised and arranged, the patient's father can look over my shoulder and watch exactly what I'm doing. The patient chair's to the right-hand side of the patient, but when I'm doing the left, it's a bit more difficult for him to observe, but he's really fascinated by watching me remove the wax and dead skin from his son's ear. So just on the anterior canal wall, again, we're going to be careful that we don't graze the canal. So with the suction tip here, I actually did make contact on purpose, and I was just gliding with the natural curvature of the ear canal with the suction tip, just trying to remove this. So the skin is a lot stickier than the bit on the left. So I'm just focusing on this region here on the right hand side to see if I can peel the skin towards the eardrum, but I wasn't having much luck, so I'm just going... I think I'm going to go to the back part of the eardrum. You can actually see the eardrum, but you can see to the left of the suction tip, that's where the skin's already been peeled, and everything to the right, this is that oxidized skin layer. You can see it's an orange-brown colour. So it's not the fresher layer of skin that's been secreted by the eardrum that's currently lining the eardrum. So I'm trying to peel it from left to right, but on the right hand side you can see we're very close to the canal. So we're just going to make sure we don't make contact. I'm using I think the 18 gauge here. So half the eardrum is visible, the other half has got this thick crusted skin. And there's just a bit of softer skin just at the roof, probably in the midsection. So the oil has penetrated this crusted skin to the right. So I'm just mopping up some excess oil. There is a bit of skin here. It's almost invisible to the naked eye, but I do peel that away, or most of it. But I'm just focusing on getting this off the eardrum at the moment so they can hear better. So I'm peeling it left to right, just going to be careful that we don't directly make contact with the canal wall on the right hand side with the suction tip as I'm peeling it left to right. I think his father had his nails in his mouth because he was so captivated by watching me work this closely on the eardrum. So just where the suction tip is now, just now, that's what we call the umbo. That's where the hammer bone behind the eardrum attaches itself. The handle itself, the main stalk, just a bit higher up left of the suction tip now, also does come in contact with the eardrum, but the centre, the bullseye as I call it, the umbo region, that's the progenitor site. That's where all the skin that you can see that I'm peeling all originates and is secreted from. So I'm just going a bit higher into the kind of almost the attic region, trying to peel it down. We do get there. There we are. It's slowly but surely coming away. Again, this has been very difficult using forceps in this patient's ear just because of how bendy the ear canal is and just how narrow it is. And I've managed to prise that away. And at this point, the patient noticed a sudden big improvement in their hearing. They did notice an improvement as we were going through. Now, there is a thinnest layer, it's almost like an undercoat. It's just here to the right. So it's like the bottom right-hand side corner. I'm going to see how much I can get away, but I don't think I can get too much away. It's just not ready to be removed, this. So this layer will be, and it's not causing me a problem today, this layer will be the next layer, the most superficial layer next time that I remove. So there's a bit of skin here, just trying to peel off the canal. Okay, just going to be very careful. I don't get everything out, but the main part is done. The eardrum is fully visible. They can hear 100%. I'm just hovering, gliding over the base of the canal wall. I don't think this bit comes away. It's not ready to come away, and I think it's slightly clarinetted, so we just left it. There we are. But yeah, really happy with that. So is the patient. I hope you guys are too. Take care, keep well, speak soon. Bye.